All right, guys, today I'm going to show you the plot. This is how we make sense of where our light fixtures go. So as you can see, I've already labeled the acting areas for you. Yes, there are more than 9, but keep in mind, I need actors to stand here, therefore I need light there. So on, so on, so on, especially number 5. So all of these need at least 5 fixtures. Now, I am only focusing on the front 2, which are your warm and cool. So you're gonna need a regular sheet of paper. I'm using green just to show you what to do, okay? But you do not need a piece of construction paper, just a regular sheet of paper. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold it in a 45-degree angle. So fold it in a 45, all right? Use a regular sheet of notebook paper. It's reusable, it's perfectly fine. Once you do that, I need you to draw a line down the middle. So you're gonna take it and you're gonna fold the very, very tip again, so that you kind of have created a line for yourself, okay? So just so you can see, this line goes straight down, okay? This line is very important, okay? A lot of problems that people have is they line it up like this or like this, and that's wrong. So remember that for every acting area, our warms and our cools need to actually be at a 45-degree angle, and they hang on the batten. So right over here, you're going to write the word batten, B-A-T-O-N, okay? Because that's where our fixtures are going to hang. So if we start with acting area 1, we start with our warm and cool for area 1. So what we do is we line up our triangle, because now this is a 45-degree, okay? So this is 45 degrees. We line it up and we mark here and here. That is where our fixtures are going to go. If you do not mark these and label them, you're going to get confused. So this one we're gonna label 1W for 1 warm. This is acting area 1, warm. If this is warm, this is cool. So you would do acting area 1, cool. You need to do this for all of your areas. So you go on to 2. Right now, if you notice, they're gonna crisscross, and that's okay. This one is 2 warm, 2 cool. And you're gonna keep going. If you do not mark them and you get confused or you think you can freehand this, for one, you're wrong. Freehanding this is actually pretty complicated. You can't just line it up the way that I have it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna skip 4 right now just for purposes, and I'm gonna go to 5 and 6. So I'm gonna put 5 here. I'm gonna mark it. Okay, so 5 warm, 5 cool. All of your warms are gonna be facing this way. All of your cools are gonna be facing this way. Because again, we have that magic 45-degree angle. All right, so then we have our 6. So we have 6 warm, 6 cool. You need to do this for all of the areas, which means it's going to get a whole bunch of lines. They're gonna be crisscrossed. There's gonna be weird angles, but you're gonna have it correct. So make sure, do not stop here. Keep going for all of the areas. The next thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need these. These are your fixtures. This is what a ground plan looks like. Now, I've attached a picture in Edmodo to show you what a real ground plan looks like. I'm just making you do your own. If you label them first, it makes life a lot easier. So if you notice, I labeled 1 warm, 2 warm, 3 warm, 4 warm, so on and so forth. Then you're going to cut them out. So I've cut out 1W. I'm going to glue it. Do not put it at the angle. It needs to go straight. And you're gonna end up covering up all of these little things. So you want it to go as straight as you possibly can. It will make your life a little bit easier. So straight, not angled. No, 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 no. So once you have that, this one is going to be 5W. And again, I'm going to glue it straight up and down where it's supposed to be. Now, what do you do with this? This is where people are going to get confused, and you're going to have a bunch of crisscrossing. Okay? So what you do is you go by the one that's pointed the farthest. In this case, all of your little instruments, it's going to go 1C, 2W, 6W. And you can get them as close as possible. So, for example, I have 1C. So 1C is going to go first. Then it's 2W. And you want to get them as close as you can get them. And then 6W. So your entire batten is going to be full of these instruments. All right? Once you have done all of them, again, for all acting areas, okay? Once you've done all of them, then you need to go in and you actually need to number them. So again, I do not have 4, 8, 9, 10, or 7. You are required to do all of them. All of them. So you're gonna have fixtures in here. But imagine right now, I did not. So we have our area, which is right here. The next thing we're doing is our color. So our color, we're just gonna imagine that all of our worms are the same color. And we're gonna do R33, which if you remember is a no color pink. So we have R33, R33, R33. What about our cool? Well, I'm gonna say our cool is R65. So all of your worms are going to be the same. All of your cools are going to be the same. Keep that in mind. Then we move on to our next thing. Our next thing is number. So once you finish all of these, you have all 20 fixtures here. You start numbering them from this end. So you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth till you get to number 20. Again, I'm missing some. All right, following along. Probably lost a little bit, but you can always go back and re-listen. Now, we're gonna go on to our dimmer number. Our dimmers are these right here. Remember, dimmers are the plugs that we plug everything into. So you're gonna label it. Dimmers. So when we plug a fixture into a dimmer, we plug the closest one in first. If you notice, I have 22 dimmers. 2 of these dimmers are not going to be used, and it cannot be the first one and the last one. You have to leave 2 open somewhere in here. So we're going to imagine this is number 1, or the first fixture we have. Honestly, it's probably going to be 4. But we're going to imagine this is the first one I have. My dimmer number is the closest thing I can plug into. So that would be number 20. So in that circle, I'm going to put 20. You should not repeat numbers. The closest one to this one, I'm going to say is 18. So is this one 18? This will be different. If you're just copying what I'm doing, yours will be different. So I'm going to do 15, 14, and 13. I don't know why the bells ring on a Saturday. Oh wait, it's Friday. Just kidding. All right, so you have those. Perfect. Get all of that done. Then we will talk about channel later. But you have to do all 20 fixtures. Guys, this will take you probably 2 days. I'm being honest, get it done. Whatever dimmers you're not using, you're gonna cross out. So say I'm not using 12 and I'm not using 16. Again, the 2 dimmers you're not using cannot be 22 or 1. Dimmer is where it plugs in to the closest number. All of these need to be at 45-degree angles using your triangle. And they need to be numbered in order with all 20. All of your warms are R33. All of your cools are R65. When you do your dashes, make sure you label them so you do not get confused once you start gluing everything on. You can do this. It's not rocket science. It is a little obscure, but you'll be fine.